My home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and remember who I am. But my home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and
Welcome everyone. It is Ajemikose Africa TV, and have you subscribed to our channel? You don't want to miss out on all the wonderful interviews and storytelling about Africa that we shall always bring to you. And one of such interesting topic that we are here to discuss today is literally talking about African spirituality and science, because I know even you as an African, you do not really believe that science is part of the African system. We give all the kudos to the West. Where were we before the West actually came to colonize us in Africa? We had systems, and science was a very large part of that, and especially in the Ifa practices, in the Yoruba cosmology, and in Africa. And today, I am happy to have my wonderful guest here. You don't want to know what they're doing, but maybe you want to know. My dear brother here, handsome as he is from the CenProject. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. You're welcome on the Ajemikose Africa show.
Yes, thank you.
Please introduce yourself to my guests out there. They're Africans, they're Nigerians, they're Ghanaians, and they're subscribing to the channel right now.
I'm Abiodun Adedeji from CenProject. We develop science and tech in Nigeria using Ifa and other African indigenous knowledge systems. We are based in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for this opportunity for the program.
You know what? The opportunity is ours because you're Nigerian, you're African, you're Yoruba, and it is high time we start telling our stories, because we know the facts of our stories, we know the history, and I know that our viewers are happy that we're bringing this to you. Let me start by asking you this very cogent question. Are you a very proud Yoruba African person?
Yes, I'm very much proud.
How proud are you? Let's know. Boast a bit. Tell us about yourself.
Yes, I'm an Onisheshi. I used to be a Muslim. Some years back, I left the religion and I'm back to my roots. I've been back to my roots for some years, and I did physics in school. So I've been trying to see how we can develop our native culture, especially Ifa, as a form of science, to do science and tech, to do STEM in school. Everything I do revolves around Isheshe, Yoruba culture, and African spirituality. Even as I'm speaking to you, I have Ajay here. I'm always with it course. Yeah.
And me being called Ajemikose, maybe that's why I shall take it from him before he leaves. Isn't that a good idea? Yeah. That is an amazing thought. And for those that do not understand what Isheshe means, it means that the practice of your African traditional practice in Yoruba, isn't it?
Yes.
Fully into it, believing in Ifa, which is the guiding light and the guiding sense of the practice, and every other thing that comes with it. And that would also include the rituals, because rituals are part of it, and spirituality.
Yes.
And people that would say, oh, spirituality and Ifa and all of that in Isheshe. Can you explain a bit more about that?
Yes, thank you. Rituals and sacrifices, we call them Ebo and Etutu in Yoruba. Though I'm not a Babalawo, I'm a physicist, I'm also a science educator. But I regard ritual and sacrifice as key aspect of Yoruba culture. They are ancient sciences that our ancestors developed to solve problems in society. Any problem that one faces in life has two aspects, two dimensions. So you have the physical aspect and the non-physical, the spiritual aspect. There are some challenges that one could have that you try all physical methods. Some people go to hospitals and just see that they cannot really find a solution to it. So our ancestors were so developed, intelligent that they discovered techniques that they could use to solve such problems. So they call them Ebo and Etutu. They are just basically problem-solving methods that transcend physical methods, where Ebo simply means energy exchange. The philosophy is that every aspect of nature has its own energy. Our ancestors were masters of those energies. They knew that there are some issues that one would have that will not be able to solve using physical means, and one has to do some certain ritual as activity like offering a goat and the likes to fix such issues. They are just pure science. There is nothing diabolic about them. Just pure science. Only that modern science has not got to.
And you know what? As you were talking and describing this wonderful practice, I would just simply say it's peculiar to Africans.
Yes, it is.
And it would be different to other regions.
Yeah.
And you know what? I believe that Eledumare has thought this out in full gear. Look at our 5 fingers.
Yeah.
It's not even equal. We can't have the same practices.
Yeah.
And that is why it's really peculiar to us. Thank you for explaining that to my guest.
Yeah.
Now, I was on your live show, and guys, follow him on TikTok. It's CenProject, CenProject, PROJECT on TikTok. Isn't that?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Yes, thank you.
Follow him on TikTok. He brilliantly teaches about Ifa science and all of that every single day. I join and I listen. I listened to just your teaching just yesterday, and something caught my attention. You talked about the fact that actually the African culture is similar to the Asian culture.
Yeah.
Talk more about that and educate us a bit more.
Oh yes, thank you. Science is the study of nature. Basically means we study the environment, the world where we live. There are different methods, different cultures in different parts of the world. They use different methods to study culture. If you in Africa here, we use holism. Our philosophy is holistic in nature. That means we look at nature as an interconnected system. Whereas if we go to a culture like Western science, like the US and UK and the likes, their own science is reductionistic in nature. That means they...
Thank you for explaining that, because that was big grammar.
Oh, yes, thank you. That means they try to... They look at the basic components that constitute reality. Anything about them, they try to look like basic ingredients that make up something. They believe that the physical world is actually all that exists. As a physicalist approach, just what we can see with the naked eye. But if we come to Africa or Asia, our own approach is more holistic. Also, we also try to look at what are the basic ingredients. But before we do that, we focus on the energy, the soul, the spiritual. Our approach is more than physical. We start from study the Orisha, which they are the primordial forces. So they are not visible. They don't have a physical what's it called? They are not physical in nature. They're just spirits. That is the basis.
So actually, they literally are energy spirits. They're just in energy.
Just energy. Spirit.
You feel them. You sense them.
But you cannot
think them.
You think them.
You know them. But you
them.
can't
You can't
hold them.
Yeah.
And which is more real, because if I'm holding it all to myself, you're waiting to take it from me. I think I'll hold it forever. That's a really good one.
You go to China, Asia, they also have a similar approach to ours. They do holistic science, energy based. You see practices like what's it called, acupuncture, yoga, meditation. So those are spiritual, energy based systems. So one in Africa is Ifa, Ebo. In Asia they also have their own ways of doing rituals. Every culture in the world has their own way of doing ritual. Even the Arabs, everybody does ritual. Once you wake up in the morning, even we eat. If you eat, you are doing in Ifa science. You are doing Ebo because you are giving your stomach energy. Ebo simply means energy exchange. So everything we do in life based on Ebo, energy exchange. The African science is much more energy-based science.
Fantastic. And for those that are so concerned about the word Ebo, just call it energy exchange.
Energy exchange.
And that's it. We've just come up with that etymology. See, we're getting there. Thank you so much for that explanation.
Yeah.
Now, I want to really go back to Ifa and the beautiful knowledge of knowing that it is totally scientific. Oh my God. And how is that? Tell us about this ancient knowledge.
Thank you. Ifa If you ask people what is Ifa, they'll give you different answers. Some will say Ifa is the voice of Olodumare. Some people say Ifa is Orisha or Irumole, which is they call Orunmila. These are wonderful philosophies. Ifa is actually our native education system. Before we have the Western system we use today in Africa and different parts of Nigeria, and other parts of Africa. Our ancestors had structures for everything. They had structure for education, for politics, for economics, commerce, health, everything. They have structures for. They are agriculture,
business,
anything you can think about. They had. If you are studying Ifa, if you are studying Yoruba culture, you are going to see that they just had all these systems that people think the Europeans brought. So when the Europeans came to Africa, they actually learned many of these structures from the. If you are studying the legal system now, you are going to see a lot of similarities with the Ogboni society. Because they tailored the legal system after the Ogboni society. Everything, there are just those similarities. Ifa is such
and only if they were fair enough to just acknowledge. But it's about one size fits all for them, isn't it?
That's the politics of they will get. So Ifa is, that's how Ifa too is. You are studying computing, studying internet, you just see the similarities. They are so much uncanny that they got all this knowledge from Ifa. Scientists now they are trying to unify knowledge. Like they say, how is physics connected to mathematics, connected to art, marketing? An open problem of knowledge unification in physics, my field. People have been trying to do it, but if you come to African culture, African education, our education system is unified. So even when the knowledge was divided into parts, it was done mathematically, not just blindly, just separating knowledge. Knowledge is whole. In the first system, we don't have that problem of siloed thinking. Everything is holistic. We know how the parts connect together to form the whole. We also know how the parts, how the whole fragments into the parts. But the Western education system is they only know how everything is in frag. They don't know how everything fits together. If we come to Ifa as a science now, we know our place. Ifa will tell us our place in nature, how we are connected to everything. Compared to Western education, they will say that we are just our body. They will say biology is different from physics, different from chemistry, arts, and if you go to different fields of knowledge, they use different language, different tools to study them. If you come to Ifa has a unified tool, and it's mathematics.
Let me come in there. So literally, are you saying if I study Ifa, for example, and I am well indoctrinated in the knowledge, I actually have a holistic knowledge that surpasses just biology, surpasses physics? It is holistic because I would pick it up as one single knowledge. So I am well prepared for life with the knowledge I need.
Yes, if you study Ifa as a formal system, whether you want to do it for marketing, science, or if you take, let's say you focus on biology, for instance, you study Ifa biology, that means you study biology through the lens of Ifa. You can use that as a tool to study any other field. It's the same mathematical science applies to the rest, but Ifa is going to show you how biology is majorly different from other fields, but the same tool is used throughout all other fields.
That means you were learning the baseline.
So just the fundamental of all kinds of knowledge.
Wow, that is
so we just have to learn the Ifa. We also learn modern knowledge as well, so that we try to make sure that we balance everything. But Ifa is a holistic system. It's a universal language for all kinds of knowledge.
My home was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and remember who I am. But my own was waiting with an open arms for me to go back and